I'm on track to hit $500,000 in 2026. So in this video, I wanted to show you the exact steps I'm taking to do so, and more importantly, how you can copy it and apply it to your own money. And I'll break down this video into 3 parts: the 7 income streams we're using right now, the specific ways we're planning to increase our income, and how we're investing smarter going forward. And the most important move we're making has nothing to do with income. It's actually the investment shift that could matter more than anything else in 2026. Let's get into it. So I want to talk about the multiple streams of income that we have using this money model that I developed a couple weeks ago. And I think this will help give you a better understanding of how we're planning to actually hit $500,000, and then also hopefully give you some inspiration on how you can earn some extra income in creative ways. So at the top left, I have here written that a thicker line equals more money flowing to a certain area. And then green lines are investments. I think this just makes it really easy for me to see what's going on from a high level perspective. The very top squares here, there's 7 of them. These are our different streams of income. So let me break these down quickly. At the top left, we have the regular 9-to-5 jobs. My wife and I both work at the same company. We do different things, but I have these bunched together here. And as you can see, this is where the majority of our income comes from. So we have a decent amount of money going to both of our 401ks. This is how much we put in and what our company matches as well. So I put in 17%, my company matches with 10, which is absolutely ridiculous. She puts in 20% of her income and our company matches with 10. So 27 and 30% total contributions. We also both max out our Roth IRAs. And this is all set up through direct deposit. So it's just like instantly going to these investment accounts. We don't really have to worry about doing all this manually. And then of course we have the rest of our money going to checking account, which then gets split up into a couple of different areas, mainly spending, but we have things like a high yield savings account, a taxable brokerage account, and then putting away some money for our kid. The next 4, these red ones, are related to my YouTube income that I have. And as you can see from the lines, they're very thin, meaning there's not a whole lot of money coming from this yet. I'm only a year in and I'm still trying to figure this thing out, but it's been really cool to see that you can make money online doing a bunch of different stuff. So the first one is a few different sponsorships that I've had in a couple of videos, and then on short form videos, different brands have reached out to me, mainly financial apps. And I always make sure that I would genuinely use the app and check it out first before I agree with working with them. Like for example, there's been a lot of crypto companies that reach out to me. I don't love crypto. I'm starting to buy some Bitcoin ETFs right now, but like if I don't feel convicted with working with this company, I'm not going to. So that's been a little bit of money, which is cool. I also have some affiliate links through those companies where if you sign up and download their app, then I get a small commission off of it. And the good thing is that most of these apps that I'm working with are free. So like it's no extra cost to you, but it gives me a little bit of money. Next is YouTube AdSense. This one has been the most consistent since I got monetized in January. To be honest, having like 3,000 subs and getting, I don't know, a few thousand views to sometimes like 10 to 20,000 views on a video, my monthly income has been anywhere from $100 to $200 from YouTube AdSense. Really nothing life-changing, but it's exciting to see it go up every single month as I get better at making videos. And then I have financial coaching. I had, I think like 4 or 5 clients this year so far. Haven't really been pushing it that much. I might start to ramp that up a little bit later, but that's why the line is so skinny, because I haven't done a whole lot of that yet. My wife a few months ago started her fitness business through Instagram, and she has absolutely been blowing up. I might even put up on screen like a recording of where her Instagram account is at right now. But like a few months ago, she was like under 200 followers, and now she's over 115,000. Absolutely insane. We found some outlier videos. We found a style that works. She's been able to train people in person, do online fitness clients, sell some digital products, and land a massive brand deal as of the past month. So that's why that line is thicker there. She's been absolutely blowing up, and it's been really cool to see. And then I've talked about this before. I also do data consulting on the side. This is very part-time. A buddy of mine, Christian Steiner, he founded Steiner Analytics like 3 years ago. We mainly do like healthcare data consulting, build like data warehouses and solutions for companies. Effectively, we try to like automate a lot of their reporting and processing and data infrastructure so that they don't have to do a bunch of manual work and waste a bunch of time. So that's been really cool to do. That pays me a decent amount of money for the time that I put in. And hopefully this is going to blow up soon, because Christian is just like, he's dominating. So as far as where my money flows, these purple boxes are related to either bank accounts or some type of middleman financial transactions like Stripe or Venmo, for example. So like some of these go through my business checking, some money goes straight to my personal checking account. Both of us use Stripe to send out invoices to clients. I think it's like a really clean platform. It's really easy to use. It looks nice. So I have no problem with that. And then I get paid through Venmo for my data consulting because it's just a contractor gig. Most of our money, as you'll see, flows through our personal checking account. This is like the main hub where it all goes. Some of it goes to high yield savings account, but really we've already hit effectively a 12-month emergency fund here. So I'm not putting that much money into a high yield savings account anymore. We have sinking funds. Mainly I use this to store away the money that we're gonna pay for taxes later with the businesses that we're doing right now. And I let it earn like 3.5%, 4% in the meantime, which is cool. And then I have a taxable brokerage account because I don't want all my money stuck away until we're 59.5. I'm really gonna start to ramp that up as more excess cash goes into that account. And then I wanna set up my son for success with our UTMA. We put $50 a month in there. Assuming that earns 7% when he's 21 and he can take that money out, he's gonna have like 30 grand in there to start investing or to spend on schooling or whatever he wants. I may even open a 529 account because those are awesome too. But that's what we have right now for him. So this is overall the money model. These are the different income streams we have. Now I want to show you exactly how we're planning to increase these so we can hit 500K and hopefully more next year. So here's like the overarching plan of how we're thinking about how we're going to increase our income. Maybe we can even have my wife quit her day job and do content full time. We'll see, but here's the idea. So let's start with content because I think that's going to be like the main driver behind everything that we're doing. So like obviously I have YouTube income. The main goal is like 1 to 2 long form per week. If I do this well, this could get me anywhere from like $200 to $400 per month. I'm gonna say 3 to 5 shorts per week. This really doesn't get a whole lot of money, but in terms of brand deals, this can actually work really well because mainly the company that I'm working with right now, they're paying me for brand deals on TikTok and Instagram, mainly TikTok. And this can range anywhere from 300 to like 4,000 per month. Now, I wanna be very clear. 4,000, probably not gonna happen. I have to hit a lot of views on these sponsored videos specifically. And because you have to label sponsored videos, kind of hard to get them to blow up because people know that they're sponsored right away and they just kind of swipe because nobody wants to watch an ad. So I'm gonna have to get really creative on how I'm doing those ad style videos. But if nothing else, I'm getting paid like a minimum of $300 and it's just 1 short a week. Very, very easy to do. And it's cool to get a little bit of extra income. The other piece of that is affiliates. I mean, this can range from 0 to, I don't know, I'm just gonna be optimistic and say like $2,000 a month. I really don't think I would have to get it like a ridiculous number. That's like super high end. I don't think something like that's gonna happen, but technically there's no cap on some of the affiliate stuff I have. So like this could be way higher if I have just like some insane month, but that's affiliates. And then financial coaching, I don't know, this could be anywhere from like 500 to 2,000 a month. Depends on what I'm charging, what packages people end up buying, like what I'm even offering to people. So I'll have to think through this a little bit more. I'm gonna use my past experience from clients I've already helped, seeing the stuff that they've given me feedback on, because they've given me some really good feedback. What have they found valuable? What have they found like this isn't really helpful? I would probably take that out and then double down on like what is the most useful thing I give to people in like the shortest amount of time, because really that's the most important piece to me. If it took you a year to get your finances together and like at least get like your system set up, that's kind of annoying. But if I can set somebody up in like a month or a couple months and then they're set for life, I think that could be helpful for people. I think it's a really good offer. We'll see. That's YouTube and a little bit of TikTok and Instagram because I'm making shorts for that. But let's talk about, I think the biggest potential we have for 2026 is with this right here. It's something that I didn't even think of. Neither one of us were even planning at the beginning of 2025. It's just blown up so quickly. It's kind of hard to believe. She basically started in July and through November, she went from 0 followers to 115,000 followers. So she went from brand new to over 100K in like 5 months. Most of this actually happened in like the past 2 months. And the craziest thing that's come from all of this, actually there's a couple crazy things, is 1, free gifted products. We have like 7 bags of protein powder in our pantry now. She's gotten a bunch of different clothes from companies. She signed like affiliate and ambassador deals and they send us stuff every single month and all she has to do is like post it on her story. Now, because we're at 115,000, when brands reach out, we can charge like 1,000 to 1,500 per reel. Like that's one single short form video that you can make in a day and you can charge $1,000 for it. And brands will pay it because they're willing to get the distribution. It's unbelievable. To be honest, it's stupid and it doesn't seem fair at all because I remember when she used to work at Target and she worked way harder at Target than just making some Instagram videos. But that's the nature of business. And that's the nature of having leverage through a following online. Crazy. The second one is brand deals. I'm not going to say how much, but she landed a ridiculous brand deal that if it continues to go well, she can straight up quit her job. What the hell's going on? The last one is her products. This is a digital product. So she has 2 main things, a strength training program. It's usually like $25. This is a digital product. And then she does one-on-one personal training. She has her NASM certification. She's been training for years, just absolutely crushing it. So like, it's been really cool to see that you can start a business and if you do it right with content, you can change your life in like 6 months. And anybody can do this. I'm starting short form now. I've been doing YouTube for a little over a year. And as you saw, I'm already making money from it. And like, this is pretty decent. It's nothing like what Christina's already doing. She's just a natural at it. So I obviously need to get a little bit better, But still, like you can make some decent side income by just talking about something that you're passionate about or something that you're knowledgeable on the internet. And the very last one is data consulting. So I'm technically the lead data engineer for Steiner Analytics. Christian, the founder, he's been working on this business for years now. He's the most passionate dude I've ever met in my life. And it's just incredible to watch this guy like behind the scenes, watch what he's thinking about, how he's building the business, how he's learning and navigating networking and sales and trying to land like big ticket clients. Like these are like enterprise clients. It takes like 6 to 12 months to land them. It's ridiculous. But he has like 5 or 6 leads in the pipeline coming for 2026. We already have a really good client that we're working with now that we absolutely love. And so if he can just land like 2 or 3 more of those, dude, like I could be making stupid money. I mean, like right now I make probably $3,000 a month. It's not consistent. That's only been like the past couple months. This year kind of had a rocky start, but like right now, if I make this much doing some part-time stuff, like eventually if he lands some of these bigger clients that he's talking to right now, me being a part-time contractor, I can make like 8 to 10,000 per month. There was one point a couple years ago when I first started, I was making like 8 grand a month consistently. That's on top of my normal salary. So I haven't even fully done the math, but if we can combine data consulting with her fitness business that's absolutely dominating, and then I can keep getting better at YouTube and maybe even start some financial coaching, like we could both potentially hit 500K very, very quickly, and then also quit our jobs and try this entrepreneur thing and see what happens. See if we can build something that we actually love, that's helpful to people, and then we have more time to do the things that we enjoy and spend time with our 1-year-old son. So there's really 2 main pieces that I'm thinking about in terms of how we're going to adjust our investing to be a little bit smarter based on what's going on right now with the markets. So the first piece is global diversification, and the second piece is the AI bubble. I want to break these down so it's very clear on how we're adjusting stuff right now. Most of our money sits in 2 buckets right now, in the S&P 500 and in aggressive growth. But there's a big problem with both of these. They're both very, very tech heavy and market cap weighted. In plain English, there are a few big tech companies making up a huge portion of both of these buckets. So while it might seem that I own 500 companies in this one and maybe 300 to 500 companies in aggressive growth, in reality, it's probably something like 30 to 40% in like 10 to 20 companies. Why is that a problem? Number one, the market has been on an absolute tear for like 15 years. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but generally speaking, when markets get really, really top heavy like they are right now, when things like PE ratios are really high, which there's definitely imperfections with that, when there are a bunch of circular deals going on, when companies are breaking records and hitting insane numbers that generally have not been sustainable in history, when everybody is betting on the same thing, which is AI, when AI is not fully delivering all of the returns and the extra money that people are expecting it to. And generally speaking, when people think that because the market is going up, that it's just going to continue to do that because that's what it's done in the recent past, there's a whole slew of issues to consider when markets are behaving the way they are right now. But I want to make sure that I capture all of that with one takeaway. Nobody knows the future. Just because these things are happening does not mean that there's going to be a bubble that pops and ruins everything. Just because the S&P 500 and growth funds are top heavy doesn't mean that things are going to go to hell. And just because I think that I need to add some more global diversification to my portfolio doesn't mean that everybody should, or that it's even the right move to make. Most of the time, big changes like big macro bets where people see all this stuff going on and they go, I'm going to change everything about my investment strategy, or I'm going to get fully out of the market and wait for it to crash. There's so much research that says all of this is just one big mistake because nobody knows the future. You cannot time these things perfectly. And in fact, I would even argue that it's an impossible task. So because I know that things feel a little bit sketchy right now, because I know that the market is expensive historically, of course, and because I also know on the other side of that argument that it's easy to cherry pick moments in time and say, this looks dangerous, this looks sketchy, I'm going to get out. I'm going to try to take more of a neutral approach, which might mean I miss out on some crazy gains in the future, but it also means that I feel a little bit safer, lowering my risk and spreading out my bets a little bit for now. So here's what it looks like. I am just going to move a little bit of money, maybe 10%, maybe 20% over to something like VXUS or VEU. These basically do the same thing. Both of these are ex-US funds, meaning if the US were to absolutely tank, these are not quite as correlated. These two funds and ex-US funds, everything outside the US, are not as correlated to the S&P 500 or effectively tech, NASDAQ, QQQ, aggressive growth funds. So if nothing else, it'll just soften the blow if there really is an AI bubble. If it actually pops and we see it all crumble to the floor, Again, I don't think that's going to happen. Literally, nobody knows the future. We're all just guessing here. But I want to try taking the approach that I've learned from really successful investors, where they won't try to time the market, but they will adjust their holdings a little bit based on what's happening. So I just want to be very clear. I'm not trying to predict the future. I am not fear-mongering, I am not doom and gloom about all this, but I would feel better if I spread out my money just a little bit more. And I'll leave you with one thing to take away from this. I'm reading a book right now called Triumph of the Optimist, 101 years of global investment returns. It basically broke down what world markets look like for 101 years. What are the types of returns? What did they get by country? They looked at countries like the US, Japan, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Canada, and they cover all of these in depth for over 100 years. This is not sponsored, by the way. I think this book's fascinating, but it's helped me zoom out and get a better perspective as an investor because I'm only 29, and since I started investing, I've seen nothing but the US dominate basically everybody. But that doesn't mean that that's going to happen forever. And it doesn't mean that other countries can't also win with their markets. And so that's mainly where the global diversification piece comes in. And so if I can gain just a little bit of wisdom and a little bit of knowledge and then actually act on it right now and see what happens in the future, I'm willing to live with that. I think it'll be really cool. And the best part about all this is, even if our investments go down, we still have this plan to increase our income in a bunch of different ways. And so I think we're gonna be okay. So for you, I would just recommend find different creative ways to increase your income, whether it's a side hustle like I have or making content and talking about something that you love. It's insane how many opportunities are out there. Once you get into the creator world and you start to get a hang of it, it's wild. You can change your life so quickly. So if you learn nothing else from this video, diversify your income. Nobody knows the future. Check out this video next. If you haven't hit 100K net worth, I hope it helps. Done.